from the small child upwards, the whole attitude of corruption, the lack of ethics that goes also with corruption, and the lack of action against that kind of thing. And when I say corruption, it's not only financial corruption, it's corruption of every sort.
මගේ මතේ රන්කහට මගේ මතේ
ඔබේ සමයග්ලෝ එක වෙනුවෙන් මේන අපේ හොඳම සවන් කැටය නවලක්ස්.
For example, nepotism is corruption.
Nepotism, okay.
You come to power and you fill your ministry with all your family members. So, that is also corruption.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not the qualified people who get the jobs, it's the family members because of the blood connection. So naturally the government goes down. So I think there has to be a massive program against corruption in every form. It has to begin with the schools. It has to begin with year 1 in the schools. Education. Children's attitudes have to be completely changed. The education system has to be overhauled. It has to be stood on its head and completely overhauled. It's archaic. It's completely pre-modern. The education reforms, which another thing that I'm very proud of, which we brought in, and we were congratulated by World Bank, by this one, that one, IMF, and the whole world on it. We achieved a lot. The results, the statistics show it. All those things were just left to fall by the wayside by the next government, and nobody else picked it up. So for 20 years, the education system is just rotting there. Not only are the children not taught properly to face up to the challenges of the modern society, modern world, they also don't have any ethics. When we went to school, we were taught ethics, how to be good human beings.
Yes.
So even the temples don't teach that. I don't know whether the churches do, but the temples don't. So, arakku bonde pa, cigarette bonde pa kena echcharai. So the school system, like we had a special subject on ethics. We had another subject on peace. So from there itself, with modernizing education, you had to introduce ethics.
පුරවැසි අධ්‍යාපනය කියන subject එක.
මොකක් හරි ඒ වගේ වචනයක්. And that is how you build leaders. එක එකක්. The attitudes of the people have to be changed from the small child. Then, of course, we have to have we have the laws. I don't think we need any more laws for anti-corruption. We have all the laws. We still need more. Well, I'll be very happy if the more laws there are, the better, because we have to stop this scourge in our society. So if more laws are required, yes, we brought in a lot of laws in '94 against corruption. We built the Bribery and Corruption Commission. There was something, but we strengthened it. Then the government of President 𝗙𝗏 brought in new laws recently. So the laws have to be there first. Secondly, you have to have systems and procedures. Laws are not enough. Systems and procedures to control corruption in government. The font of corruption in government are tenders. There have to be very clear tender procedures. For the first time...
So you thought our systems and procedures were not strong enough even then?
No. In '94, we brought in something called the tender procedures document.
Yes.
I personally got involved in drafting it, and I remember within 1 year we sent it to all the secretaries of ministries saying you cannot carry out any tender outside of these procedures given in this. Everything was in that, including what do you call these tenders that are not procurement process, but tenders that are not called for unsolicited. Even for unsolicited proposals, we had a separate chapter how to regularize that, and we were able to control corruption quite a lot with that. Then, secondly, of course, the ethics again. Who's going to lead it? You can have all the laws and all the systems and procedures were thrown out by the 2005 to 15 government. But even if they are there in name, the people who implement it have to have the right attitudes.
Yeah, sure.
They have to be completely scrupulously honest.
Yeah. Scrupulously honest.
Yes, because today our society has learned to say, for example, a businessman wants to get a tender. He comes and lands $1 million on your table and says, give this to me. It has happened to me. $5 million were brought to my table in Parliament, to the Prime Minister's table. I was still Prime Minister then. And I said, take it and get out now. And it was brought by the husband of a junior minister in my government. I said, I'll have you arrested now. Get out with this now, with a Singaporean businessman. So you have to have that ethics to be able to have the strength to refuse.
Okay.
So
thank you.
You have to begin with the children's minds. I don't know whether you can change the adults who have got so used to corruption now.
Yeah.
We had a president who used to say, ඕනතරම් හොරකම් කරපල්ලා අහු වෙන්න විතරක් එපා. He said this to his cabinet. And he used to say this to his Palat Sabha MPs, parliamentary MPs, and his Pradesh Sabha members. So, කොළ ඕනතරම් හොරකම් කෙරුවා. කාවත් ඇල්ලුවේ නැහැ. So, this system is what has completely bedeviled our country. And you know, some private sector people may think, a lot of you are connected to the private sector, අපිට හිමින් සැරේ ගිහලා පිටිපස්සේ කීයක් හරි දීලා we can get our project, and that's that. But what you don't realize is, okay, you may get that project for once, twice, but when that becomes the practice of the whole country, the country becomes bankrupt, as we did 2 or 3 years ago. And then
Thank you, madam.
That bankruptcy will affect you also. You may have got one business, but what about the rest of the business?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
So this has to be explained to people. මේක නිකම් බණ කියනවා වගේ කියන්න වෙනවා. ළමයින්ට උගන්වන්න වෙනවා. Ethics will have to be taught. And ethics is not only for corruption. I mean, today you know the number of children, women and children who are getting sexually abused, sexually harassed.
මුල ඉඳලා පරම්පරාවක් හැටියටම
Wives who are harassed in their homes by their husbands. There are 5 women around me who are working for me, some of them, whose husbands come home drunk and abuse them every day. So 5 people are filing for divorce. 5 young people who are around me. So this has become an absolute scourge. And we have to handle this kind of thing. So corruption, violence in society. And I think without that, any government without a very focused, organized program led by visionary people, men and women, will not be able to do much without changing this.
Yeah,
because now, for example, I must congratulate President 𝗙𝗏𝗪 for your achievements in the economic field, for stabilizing the economy after it was about to go down the drain. It had already started going down the drain, but there was a little bit more to flush it completely down. And you saved it with the IMF program and other things. But corruption was still rampant.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He'll come back.
You are not corrupt.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of people around you were corrupt. So